Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you are all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and many more topics to run through today. The main one of course being a league play confirmed into the game. We have a date when it is going to be dropping, but the pros are very frustrated indeed with exactly the format of this compared to, well, the format that we used to have, say, back in Call of Duty World War II. Also, many other updates to the game, some of which are positive, some of which seem rather negative, especially we're going to talk about these movement changes that supposedly have come in last night, which really haven't been talked about in any of the patch notes. Pros frustrated once again. You couldn't write it any better. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new. As always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, from Treyarch, Express makes its Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War debut on February the 4th. That is now inside the game. Many other things inside the game as well. The preset classes we're going to talk about in the coming minutes here. Just so much stuff to get through. But as Parasite says yesterday, when they do reveal this, and they have an article yesterday with some of the patch notes, Pain no elo based system building on the popularity of Black Ops 4's ladder-based system. Not really sure where they got their idea of the popularity of it from. League play was really not much better in Black Ops 4 than it was in Modern Warfare, right? We had the CDL playlist in Modern Warfare, which was just all the game modes in the CDL, but there was no ranking system or anything of the sort. Black Ops 4's ladder-based system wasn't really too much better than that. You got put into like a 50-player division with like random players, and if you played the most, you'd get top of the division, and then you'd like rank up or something like that. But yeah, it wasn't really the best system. It wasn't like an actual elo-based system like we used to have in World War II, which, well, so many players liked. And there were many frustrations from a lot of the pro players along these lines. So as Clay says, look, this is a step in the right direction. It still hurts me to not have an elo-based rank system like World War II had. Shout out Rambo Ray, who was at the time working at Sledgehammer Games, right, on this rank play system. But as they say, you know, watch for more details, etc, etc. And just a couple of hours later, they do actually announce the date this is going to be coming out. So here it is, ready up for League Play on February the 8th. So just a couple of days around the corner, League Play is officially going to be in the title, which at least is some positive news. But certainly this question about, okay, the foundations of the popular ladder system in Black Ops 4, is that really what we wanted? I think a lot of people are saying, you know, we've waited all this time to really not get something which is particularly favourable. But Express is in the game right now. A few other updates to some of the, well, some of the game modes and some of the other things as well. We're going to look at it. So a couple of the key ones are around control, additional defender spawn points added on raid, and a logic updated for the B capture point to try to improve raid control to some degree. And then this one as well, increased player count to allow 2 spectators in, well, in some of the CDL game modes. That's been very beneficial for, I think, JP Krez and EasyMac and some of the analyst staff, because they weren't even allowed to sit in the game and watch the scrims live. They would have to like watch a recording from the actual coach who was in the lobby, because you weren't allowed more than 2 spectators in the lobby at the same time. So it wasn't ideal by, well, for a number of different reasons. But thankfully it seems that is now fixed. Few other things they changed as well. This was a particularly interesting one. Addressed an issue where players inside smoke from a smoke grenade would gain aim assist against players outside the smoke. So okay, this is hopefully going to clear up some of the inconsistency around smoke grenades. That's step one in the right direction, but we do have some concerns, of course, regarding the one-way smokes right now. Okay, they're fixed maybe some of the aim assist issues regarding the smoke, but okay, the one-way smokes are still probably going to be a thing. If you're sitting inside a smoke, you can still see people outside of the smoke, and that's well, that's not certainly what we want to happen. And if that is still the case, I don't imagine we're going to have smokes back anytime soon, with snipers then coming back into search and destroy, and that's obviously the meta that we would like to see. But well, it doesn't seem at the current time that is going to be the case. But as I say, this is step one, hopefully towards step two, to actually getting smokes and snipers back into search and destroy, and well, maybe back into other game modes as well, depending on how exactly things go. Chrome points had a few couple of things here that changed. We already looked at that one. So definitely some mixed opinions on exactly this league play situation, right? February the 8th, that's great news. It's coming relatively soon, just before the league drops. As we talked about, right, the league's coming out, league play basically at the same time. That, well, we can't really go wrong with that. At the same time, the lack of an elo-based system is very frustrating to many. That was several years ago. That was probably, in my opinion, the best league play system we've ever had in Call of Duty. And Attach says, like, it's finally happening. This is great news, but at the same time, there are many frustrations. As Mork says, league play not an elo-based system. Very boring indeed. Similar ideas here from Dylan Envoy. Excited that league play is finally confirmed. Super disappointed we do not have an elo-based system. So elo-based system, effectively, you just get a number that represents your skill level. If you beat players that have a higher elo than you, then you'll gain some points. They'll lose some points proportionally to the difference between those elo levels. Basically how it works in chess, if you guys are familiar with that model as well. So that's what we had in World War II. In Black Ops 4, it did not work the same way to any degree. We effectively had some sort of weird ladder-based system. I didn't even really understand it at the time. I kind of just hopped on to be able to play the CDL game mode in a CDL setting where people are trying relatively hard. But World War II was so good looking back on it in in a sense. The fact that, okay, you could be in gold, you could be in platinum. If you got to like 2,000, okay, you're in platinum now, that's pretty impressive. Always kind of hovered around that mark. And well, some of the top tier pros were up near like 3,000 almost. I mean, the top of the ladder was absolutely stacked. And there was some discussion, the fact that you didn't even need to play 8 in that game. You would just queue up league play and go hop in, and everyone in the lobby would be pros, or at least top amateurs at the very least, because they were the guys right at the top of that ELO ladder system. This way around, it's not how it works, right? And there's some frustrations from the pros to continue, as we will see. As Scump says, I miss these league play days. This, of course, is way back in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I mean, you had iron, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, masters. And then apparently this one was meant to be for like the top 100 players in the world, but for whatever reason, it never happened. Not exactly sure what that would have been called. Maybe like Challenger or something like it is over in League of Legends. But yeah, it would have been really nice to have these ranks, right? They effectively did the same thing in terms of the ranking in World War II, but they actually had a proper ELO system to go alongside the back end. As JP Chris says, when I want league play, when I play league play, I just want a number, a corresponding tier next to my name that goes up when I win and down when I lose, just like in World War II. World War II wasn't great, right? You'd lose like 25 points for a loss, you'd gain like 24 points for a win or something. It wasn't particularly consistent in terms of the amount of points you lost and won, but yeah, at the end of the day, as Tom Gravity says, if this league play system doesn't let you showcase your skill compared to everyone in your respective region, then what is going on? What is wrong with the Overwatch ranked play system, for example, plus preset classes? Gonna look at that in a second. What is even the point at the current time? As Melog says, excited we can have a players who play the CDL modes, but I'm not excited it's not a true ELO system like World War II. The ladder system puts 50 random players into a division. I'm pretty sure this is how it was in Black Ops 4. You compete against them for the top rank. I want to be number 1 in the world. I don't want to be number 1 out of 50. And as Crone says, please read at Treyarch World War II rank play system was the best. You can see right here, the rank aBeZy was like 3,000. aBeZy Smurfs, we had another account that was also top 2 on the ladder. Arcitys, Ricky, Temp, Priestahh, Skies, Prestinni, Gizmo, FaZe Attach, Kenny, Havoc, Zero, Juju the Don, Emigrant Chain. Those are the top guys on the ladder. And you can see the win percentage, you can see the KD ratio, you can see the games played, all of this type of stuff. And well, maybe that'll happen this year. I don't want to get too negative before it's even come out, right? But there are certainly a lot of frustrations. And I do think it's for good reason, right? For some reason, Treyarch seem to be allergic to putting an ELO-based system in their ranked play modes. Maybe it'll be better than we expect, but well, certainly not ideal given how long you could argue we have had to wait for it this time around, especially given the franchise league is now in its 2nd year and Treyarch are very involved in the competitive scene. You would have thought they'd have done a better job than this, maybe. As Crone at CDL Intel says, CDL custom preset classes now live in custom games. So no snipers at all. They're the same across all the game modes. So there's no snipers allowed in any modes. Krig, 74U, XM4 only. So I think if you chuck on the CDL rules, these are then the classes that you are only allowed to use right now. So no, no laser sights and stuff. This is effectively what the pros are using. The interesting thing about it is that, well, these aren't even fully correct. So as Parasite says, it's not just that you go into and select a CDL mode. You also have to select like CDL Pro mode or something, but you can't put any camos on. This is what Hitch was talking about yesterday. The fact that you can't put any camos on your classes or edit them as they are presets. You can't edit them at all, which therefore means you can't put any camos on them. So they need to find a way to, okay, you can't edit them, you can't edit the attachments and such, but at least you can still put camos on your weapon, especially if it's in league play. Also, they put the wrong barrel on the 74U. They put a rifled barrel on it instead of extended, so they actually got one of the preset classes wrong. As Parasite says, CDL Pro mode also selects your score streaks for you, and it gives you the wrong one. So already some mistakes, right? The execution once again kind of lacking in a sense here, and some significant frustrations here around, okay, some of the attachments are wrong, you can't even add camos on them, all the classes are the same throughout all the modes, so no sniper classes for search and destroy. Still unclear, as Crone says, whether these will be preset in league play or not. I guess we'll have to wait for February the 8th to find out, but hopefully they can fix some of the issues with this over the coming days. It's an interesting topic which we've been discussing on this channel for a while. The final thing on the video then to discuss this movement system, because supposedly last night in the patch that they did release, they've changed a lot of the things about the movement. As Decimate says, wait, they changed the entire movement system, such as like, look, in a good way or a bad way. ILLey says, every time you jump, you get stuck in the mud. What about the slide? No troll, the slide feels faster. So they didn't say anything in the patch notes about this, but a lot of the pros seem to have noticed that something has changed significantly with how you slide, how you jump, how you move around the map in this game. There was this clip that came out in reply to Salvation's Elite from Morks as well, where he's trying to move around the map right here with the Krig, and typically the Krig you can kind of get away with being a little bit more movement heavy. You can jump around the map and try and get around places, and as you can see, as soon as he jumps right here, as soon as he lands, as ILLey was saying, he's just completely stuck in the mud, cannot go anywhere at all. So yeah, maybe nerfing the movement to some degree in terms of the jumping, but supposedly the sliding is maybe even better. So it's really unclear right now. Have to stay tuned for how this goes or how this develops going forwards, but pros, for a number of reasons, very very frustrated with some of these developments to the game. Can you really blame them? I just hope that, well, when League Play releases, it's these building on the foundations. Maybe it means, okay, we build on the foundations of the ladder-based system, but maybe we also add an elo into the game on top of that. Who really knows? We'll just have to stay tuned, I believe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm to know you enjoy this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.